Hello and welcome to my today's discussion, my webinar, my masterclass. I actually like to call it my information session on how to create an income online anywhere around the world. I've now been an online entrepreneur in this space for 7 years, and you're going to hear a little bit about my story shortly. One of the things is most people around the world now have been looking for an online business income, but still don't know what they're looking for, where to find it, how to learn it. So in this slide section in here, I'm going to take you through as quick as possible to give you a brief overview. So more of a high level arching overview of how this works, okay? Just so that we can give you the best benefit of all the things in a particular time frame. So I'm just going to scoot through the slides here. So we're going to talk about what the offer is. We are going to cover off quite a series of things. I'm going to talk to you about the disclaimer. So inside this presentation here today is just a general information overview. We don't guarantee anything. There's no financial or business advice, and no earnings or results are guaranteed. This is always going to be about you. So one of the big things I love to talk about, now I've been a business owner over the years, and we look at whether you're starting new business or existing business, you've got to have a goal. So pen to paper today, grab a piece of pen, come back and rewatch this replay. Tell me what your goal is in life, because this is going to be a driving force to your goal. The 50s online income blueprint is what I actually have called this. I'm 55 this year, and I started this when I was 48. Through an accident or an injury, this is what brought me into this space. Everybody has a need or a want and why they are looking for an end game. It could be a purpose in life or whatever. So what I'm going to do is guarantee you this. By the end of this masterclass, you'll understand why this is the number one offer online and creating a supportive income throughout the rest of your life. This is not just a business. This is more than that. So I'm going to give you something right away at the end, a little incentive as well to get you to come back and watch it right to the end. And what makes this different? Why is this just not a multi-level marketing business like selling oils or doing other sorts of things? I'm just going to grab my picture and just drop it over to the other side of the screen. Or it might not do that for me, actually. So I'm going to read this. Who is this for? Because this is not for everybody. This is for people who are highly open to really looking at, do you want freedom in your life? You know, something that's time freedom, location freedom, doesn't require you to be online all the time. That were my 3 indicators that I wanted when I was looking at this, because I've done many businesses and I'm a chef by trade and multiple businesses myself. I've worked in the education and training space, helping business owners learn about upskilling their staff in their business. So when I came and saw this, I thought, this is it. This is something different. But, you know, you're going to need a big why to really want to get to where we are as well. So we want to look at an income that isn't capped by your hourly work week and things like that. So I've now been doing this full-time online myself for 7 years. I lost my career over an injury. So if you want to make a full-time control out of your life, you know, around the income earning, potentially setting a ceiling for yourself, but 85% of households nowadays actually need an additional income source. So you can have a quick read through that. I'm not going to touch on all of those, but I do know that you need to be highly coachable to come in and start an online business. You don't need any audience or things like that. But if you want to be part of a community that is really highly ambitious, will help level up your mindset, give you the growth that you really need to have and the drive in your business and in your life. Really believe in something that is bigger than just your paycheck, okay? A lot of things to think about here. And are you done waiting and are ready to create momentum in your life? This is the huge part about what we do, right? So let's look at who this is not for. So who this is not for, it's not for many people. It's not for a lot of different people, you know. It's not for everybody. So I'm just trying to find the arrow. There it is. So who's this not for is the next thing. This is not for the naysayers. This is not for people who want to get rich quick, who are out for a quick sale to make a couple of bucks. This is a long-term, long-game business, because this is a business that continues to pay you for the rest of your life, and it's a generational wealth business as well. So if you're not willing to learn new skills, this is not for you. So, you know, you can stop this video straight away. That if you hit all of these on here and are not willing to learn new skills and do whatever it takes, then this business is just not for you. So we will have a conversation about this if you want to. But, I'm also really happy to say, I'm sorry, this business is not for you. And we just let you go. So there's no surprises here. Today we're going to uncover everything for you. And I just want you to imagine, what if the business is been sitting in front of you for a long time and you've just never seen it before? And people say to me, why have I never seen it? Because you've just not either been on any of these channels. That was me when I started. I was only on LinkedIn in a corporate market. I didn't use Facebook, didn't have an Instagram account or anything like that. So get ready to take some notes or come back and watch this as many times as you like. So let's begin, and we're going to take you through the business. So 3 secrets of this business is, secret number 1, a location freedom business is the traditional hustle, right? We have traveled, my husband and I traveled around Australia for 5 years full time. So my business needed to be location freedom, time freedom. I could be offline, off grid for 30 days, and this business will run without me being there. Okay. This is how everyday people are building their income from anywhere around the world without cold outreach, endless meetings, being glued to a laptop or a screen all day, doing any hassling, saying, buy my product, having to do this. Secret number 2 is leverage over hours. So this is why the smallest online entrepreneurs focus on leverage. We have a leveraged business here, not working more, and how some can generate, things in short periods of time. The 3rd secret is the vehicle that matters more than skill. I don't need any skill to come in this. I didn't use social media. I had no skill. So you want to align with a business that really matters, and it doesn't matter how talented you are. And the mistake that most people make is when they do start this, it keeps them stuck in trading time for money, and that's your job, right? So secret 3 is the vehicle that matters more than the skill, because we have the vehicle that teaches you everything you need to know. So the bonus is the real cost of staying stuck where you are right now today. If you stay stuck in the job you're in, or if you're not working, you stay stuck in the financial situation today, I want you to think about this. This is a really powerful question to ask yourself. What is the cost for you to stay where you are right now? So if you're going backwards $200 a week, every week that you sit going backwards $200 a week, instead of maybe putting $2,000 in your pocket a week, sit down and think about what is the cost. All right, so we're going to take you through building a digital business income in 2026, and learning to understand what a high impact income looks like online, and how we can actually have a business that is uncapped as well. Secret number 1 is the location freedom without traditional hustle. So if you heard me before saying how everyday people are building anywhere around the world, I wanted to travel more. So when we're currently looking after our parents, when one of our mothers passes away next, we're pulling the pin. We're going to go traveling again. We've now set up a business that pays us money and passive income for the rest of our life. So you can do all of these things. I don't have to do cold outreach. I don't send spammy messages and things like that. So what location freedom actually means is you can work from anywhere around the world. You've got a mobile phone. You can pretty much do everything off your mobile phone. It means that you can travel anywhere. You don't have to be online. You can be fully off grid for days at an end. And having a fully automated online business means that you can really be flexible around your schedules, your life, and the business works around you. This is what the great part about it is. We have a sales team in here, so we actually have a supported team on systems that manage all your calls and leads that come in through social media. How does that sound for you? Does that sound something like what you want as well? I know it does for me, and it's been working for me really, really well for 7 years. Secret number 2, leverage over hours. Now, working a 40-hour week, I was in a traditional, as a manager at TAFE, working a 60-hour week for a salary that nearly really did end my career, because I had another accident. And you know what? When you lose your job or career, doesn't matter how hard you were, people just literally don't give a shit. So why are the smartest online entrepreneurs focused on leverage and not working more on the how to generate more, income from actually working in a job? and working more hours to do that, because that's not a leveraged income. That's not how that works. So a linear sales versus leveraged income. So let's look at and understanding what that is. So a linear, it says linear. I just realized a spelling mistake in there. Linear is a typical sales model. So you can choose a deal, get paid once and things like that. So that's like a coaching program and things like that. So you have, or you may have bought a product or a course and you're just promoting that. So you actually don't have ownership over that, right? It doesn't create a passive income, always chasing the next order and the close. And if you don't work, you don't earn money, right? But a leverage sales freedom business model, you close a deal and unlock future commissions, override the income from referrals, have a sales team that does all the sales work for you. It's scalable, so it means that you continually grow as it doesn't come backwards. Like most multi-level marketing businesses will, if you walk away from your business for a while, it goes backwards and you have to start again. This is not. This is a scalable business that continues to grow when you do the business structure really, really well. That is always going to depend on you and what you do. So if you're building an asset, and you're building an asset, not just cash flow. So leveraged equals compounding time, energy, and income instead of starting at zero at every month, and your efforts can multiply. So this is really key, important to know this. So let's look at hours, leveraged hours. It's not about working harder, it's working about smarter and multiplying your impact. We know about AI technologies these days. How does social media work really well? This is why you need to be in this space learning these skills right now. Once you leverage your time, you gain freedom, flexibility, and control over your sales results. I'm going to talk a little bit more into that as we go along. Let's look at low ticket versus high ticket. So low ticket is your potions, your oils, your drops, your shakes, patches, anything like that just pays you $50 per sale or $100 per sale, and it requires reordering every week, every month, and you have to buy the products yourself and that sort of thing. So I've done most of them myself, and after a year or two, you realize you can spend tens of thousands of dollars on all the products you actually have to purchase for yourself in your home, and you end up with a cupboard full of crap, and you've really not put much cash in your bank. You've done a lot of hours and a lot of work with no results. Has created a passive income. So today we're going to show you through the high ticket framework that does a lot of things. It's all around the health and wellness and things that will change and impact our home and our health and our life. So secret number 3 is the vehicle that matters more than skill. All right. So you need to have a vehicle that does all the heavy lifting for you. Why is what you're aligned to here is what matters, okay? So it's really understanding we can make a lot of mistakes in our life, but people that make this kind of choice and stay stuck in their job will stay stuck because they're not looking for the right escape model to get them into a different aspect of business. What we mean by vehicle. So your vehicle, as in the opportunity, the system that you choose here is what we call a vehicle to generate income and wealth for the rest of your life. So your vehicle, the opportunity and the system that you choose today is what will help you, support you in getting your business started. So you close a deal and you earn an unlocked future commissions. A vehicle includes the product or the offer that you will sell online. Okay, we don't do the traditional selling to friends and family and all things like that. The systems and the teams that are supporting you in the back end, that's the greatest component that I've ever seen. I can be traveling and I have other people doing my sales calls for me. That's a powerful leverage business system. The market or audience that you serve also, the right vehicle allows you leverage time, location, freedom, business to be able to scale it as well. Scaling is a really big thing. You may not even know what that actually really means. The wrong vehicle keeps you trading time for money, and that's your job. All right. So the longer you hold yourself accountable in your job and into that sort of thing, you're going to stay stuck in that income ceiling for the rest of your life. And we know that people can't afford to do that anymore. So the vehicle is bigger than your skill. If it's designed well, your efforts get amplified. If not, it doesn't matter how talented you are. because you'll just stay stuck where you are right now and nothing will change. So some of the things to think about. So the bonus secret is the real cost of staying where you are right now. What is it actually costing you to delay building a digital income stream in 2026? This is why I'd asked you before, think about this. Put a dollar number down on a piece of paper and compound that over weeks and months over the year. All right. So if you said $200 a week or $200, I think it's $200 a day, that's $72,000 this year, and it's not in your pocket. Okay. So we're going to reverse engineer this conversation topic today to understand what is it going to cost you to not start. That's the most powerful thing you'll probably take away today. So the bigger the problem is, the bigger the paycheck. If you understood that, what I meant by then, so if I gave you a ballpark figure was $72,000 this year if you did nothing. So the biggest problems in most people nowadays is our fitness, our health, particularly women and men in their 40s, 50s and 60s. I can tell you one of the biggest things about our health in our age is dehydration. Causes all of our health issues. And I've learned so much about this since I was 32 when I had my first 2 spinal fusions. It was really interesting. Weight loss is a big one. Longevity of life is another one. Preventative medicine. This is something people are more and more getting into nowadays. Preventative disease, environmental impacts, single-use plastics, chemicals, toxins in our house, income, inflation, and costs of living. These are the biggest problems on the planet, and we all know this too well. Tell me how many of those that are hitting your pocket right now. It's quite a lot. So we talk about the high ticket offer that we partner with and that we do recommend. This is something you may have heard about or seen. It could be presented in many different ways to you before. I've now been doing this for 7 years. I lead on all angles and all aspects. I would say, very powerful at knowing how to really educate you on the products and the audience and all sorts of things. So True Impact Products is an entire health system with 5 key products that enhance your health and your home and protect the environment. Okay, so just understand the disclaimer on the bottom there. You can read that and come back and read that at any time as well. So a powerful partnership. This is a company that's been established for over 50 years. 2026, they're 52 years old. If you've ever watched the Blue Zone on TV, you would know that Okinawa is in the Blue Zone. So this is where this company comes from. So we know that we're pioneering with a company, we're partnering with a company that are pioneers in health and wellness in the industry. They also build health, wealth, and protect the environment. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about electrolyzed reduced water, which is hydrogen-rich water that stores the body back to its optimal state. When I first started learning this, I had no idea that there was anything other than tap water to drink. I didn't know anything else. Didn't know that and what an electrolysis machine could do, and I didn't know what hydrogen-rich water or ionized water could do for the body. It's incredible. I wish I got taught this years ago. It should be part of our school teachings, really, because this is the forefront foundation of where our health and wellness comes from by drinking the right water. So we're looking at sustainable zero waste, and a product that lasts more than 20 years. So they're looking 25. They're even saying the commercial ones can go up to 40 years. They're still working 40 years later. It's an award-winning electrotechnology company as well. So they are in the water space. They're in the EMF protection as well as the air. And the market opportunity for these guys is really only sitting in the lower market space, even though their company's 52 years old. So just with the water ionizers, they've hit around, I think it was the end of last year, around about 3 million water ionizers. So we're sitting about 3% growth just here in Australia, 3 to 4%. So it's still an untapped market. But look at the market. Is it saturated is one of the questions that people say. So the worldwide water ionizer market, so it's valued at 2025 at $3.5 billion US dollars. All right, this is not a company that's going backwards or is going to go broke anytime soon. Being a high-end electrotechnology company, and is the best one that's on the market is why they sit where they are. They are incredibly good at what they do. And, it's like buying a Mercedes-Benz versus a Mini Moke, if you think of how do we compare apples to apples. So it's a really big thing to understand. So today I'm going to take you through a little bit on the compensation plan and how we make money, because don't we all want to know, where's the money? Show me the money, as the Tom Cruise says. It's always one of those key taglines I can never get rid of out of my head. It's quite funny. So when I saw this compensation plan for the first time, there's 5 slides in here, I think it is, I'm going to show you through next on the income, how this works. So Enagic has created a unique patent payment system, and it's 6 individual distributorship lanes up to your first 100 sales. And your 100 sales are cumulative orders across many other people that purchases products, and then they might sell it to a family or a friend or someone they know. The products that they all purchase accumulates to your growth, across. So it doesn't mean that you have to get 101 sales to open up the 6A distributorship lane. So if we look at, you bought the 5 products on here, which is a shower system, electrolysis machine, an EMF device, and air package devices. There's 4 in those, and a vitamin package. So they make beautiful vitamins, teas, and soaps that are manufactured in Okinawa as well. So we only ever sell you one product, and then you sell yourself the rest of the products that you choose. So if you bought those 5 products today, your first purchase opens and locks off your 1A distributorship lane, which is only 1 to 2 sales. So your next distributorship lane opens up. But so if you bought 5 of those products, your first package, the money that would go into your payment would be $984 in incentives. So in your second A distributorship lane opens up because your products carry across to there as well. And you sell to George down the road, and George buys the next 5. You would get paid $1,968 for the products that he purchases as well. So that's if he's buying the 5. So the next slides I'm just going to take you through talks a little bit on how the individual distributorship lanes work. So, if you only bought one product, and then Shelley across the road says, "Oh, I've been wanting one of those for years." That's how it happened with me. So Shelley buys one, you would make $400 off that. Now that's as long as you start the business model in the package system that we recommend. Otherwise, it can be just slightly less. And so Kate then purchases one from down the road. She's heard you've bought one as well and become a distributor. She's like, "I want one of those too." So you would get $400 from Kate. So that locks out your 1A lane. Your 2A lane, Jess then wants one also. She's seen you talk about that on social media. And Jess comes in and opens your 2A lane. Now, Jess goes and sells their next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 K8s underneath there. Now, when Jess sits in your 2A distributorship lane, that means your new first product you've sold to Jess, you make $800, but you'll also make $800 for every sale that Jess does in there as well. So it's a very powerful business model, and you soon start to realize how much money you can actually make in this business. So the next slide's going to take you a bit more through there so that you can see the cumulative sales across on the next diagram. Now let's look at the numbers. So if we're just doing single K8 sales, so I actually sold 20 K8s out straight off the bat when I first started selling them. I didn't actually go out and sell the shower system and all the other things, but as the other people have bought those products, they've now come back in and bought the rest of the items. So my first 21 sales, if I look at this one across the top in here at 3A, I made $400 for each of those K8 sales. So my 2A lane is 3 to 10 sales. So I got $800 for each of those sales in that slot there. It opened up my third lane, my distributor ID in there from 11 to 20. I then got paid $1,200 for every K8 sale I sold in there. Once my 21 to 51 distributor lane opens up, so there's a few sales to be made there, and that can be all products across those as well. But every K8 I sold in there, I got paid $1,600. Once I hit 5A, I got paid $2,000 for every K8. And as soon as I hit the 101 sales in my organization, I now guaranteed to always get $2,400 for every K8 sale. So you can imagine I get a nice paycheck when I sell one, which is great. And that's always guaranteed. Once you hit those elements in there, you can't go backwards. Okay, so you always just go forwards and up. So the other ones are just giving you an idea on the fast track. So we can send you another little video to show you the fast track. So this is what we are explaining to you today is the fast track or the quad. So depends on what you want. You might want 2 shower systems. You might want 2 K8s. We've got 2 kitchens in our house. You might want a 3rd K8 to loan out to friends or family so they could try it. So this just gives you an idea on a cumulative sales system if you were selling it. So to actually close out this lane on the quads is only actually 21 sales. So it's not a lot. 21 sales puts $100,000 into your bank account. It's a lot of money, isn't it? There you go. There's the numbers. You can actually see that, how incredible that is. So your first commissions, depending on the products and services, these numbers may vary. This is why we're just giving you a guideline on those sorts of products or services. Depends on what you purchase and what the country is, your location on your dollar value. So today we're showing you this in Australian dollars, so you get a bit of an idea. So 21 quad sales puts $100,000 in your bank account. Okay, so that's quite a lot of money. So let's look at the pathway to earning $1 million. So we really is just showing you how to make your first 100,000, which is not a lot. It's a very achievable way to do it, and we show you how to do this through social media. But the most incredible, powerful part about this, I actually wanted to show you this, I'm going to take myself off this screen for a second just so I can actually show you what it looks like. Just going to go to the full screen so you can see it without my head on it. The full screen on here is what I want you to see is what this looks like. So from when you hit 6A, that's 100 sales in your business, 101 sales, sorry. You must also hit, it's a $300,000 value of products across your business. You also, that means you've made, 100,000. So we get paid around about up to 35% of incentives from a sale. So no other company pays you that kind of incentive. So once we sold 101 sales in the month, when we have a month to achieve that goal as well, we get a $3,000 bonus check given to us as well. So for me, in Australia, it was $4,000. So that was a nice little check that paid for a trip and a holiday. I really appreciated that. I was very grateful. But we also get additional title bonuses that come along with that also for the next sort of, 6 months. Now, you can have many of these distributorship businesses as well. So you can see just underneath it down here, once we own 2 6A businesses and a 3rd one at the top, so we own 3 6A businesses here, we then get a $6,000 bonus check given to us. Now, this can happen within, if you follow our business structure, in 20 sales behind your first one. It's pretty incredible to see the power of this business model. And then once you have 2 6A2s underneath you here and you go 6A2-2, this is one here, you get a once-off title bonus of $12,000. The kicker for me was this top one. So once you hit 6A2-3, there's performance requirements to get around to the 6A2-3. You then receive a $5,000 payment made to you every month for the rest of your life. So that's a guaranteed income. All right. So then once they grow, because other people are going building the business and their friends are building the business and things like that, a lot of people say, is this a pyramid scheme? No, it's nothing like it. And did you know that pyramid schemes are illegal? They're actually a jailable offence. So a lot of people have no idea what they're saying when they're saying this. This is a very unique patent payment system. No other company has it. So the Japanese are very good at rewarding people to be an independent distributor. Okay. So you can see the different calculations. Now, we actually know people in with all of these title bonuses across here and even higher. So there was a couple of fellas that when I started the business were 6As in the business when I started. They've just hit the double bonuses twice over this in the last 6 months, which just shows that everything is possible when you know how, and this will always depend on what you choose to do with the business and if you do the business properly with the training we give you as well. So what we have here and what we've covered off today so far is the difference between a traditional high ticket income leverage digital online business, why entrepreneurs commission-based professionals and remote workers and everyday people are aligning with scalable online models. What makes this one the most powerful vehicle in the digital economy today? We've covered that off because you can see the income that we can earn from there. How to position yourself in front of premium buyers without chasing or trying to convince people. So we have a social media training platform where you'll learn all of this from as well. And why the right vehicle matters more than talent, because experience or background really doesn't mean anything. People are looking for the right business model. So how to work whenever you choose, not when somebody else's calendar dictates it to you as well. How to increase your income by increasing leverage, not hours. How to remove the ceiling from your earning potential. So the ceiling is what you've been told that your job. If your job says you can earn $100,000 a year, then you believe yourself you're going to earn $100,000 a year. But if I told you this, you could earn $1 million a year, that's the ceiling belief and understanding what we can earn. You can earn whatever you choose to earn on this. There is no cap on this. And how to take full control over your future so that you can build your life on your terms. Pretty powerful understanding that. So let's look at the 3 secrets again. Okay, I'm just going to read through those. I'm just going to add myself back on the screen here again. So I'm here. Secret number 1, location freedom. So let's look at location freedom up on here. Without the traditional hustle, everyday people are building income from anywhere in the world without cold outreach, endless meetings, or being glued to a laptop all day. Right? I spend 15 minutes a day on social media in the morning to activate it, put a post up, do what I need to do, and go and have more fun. For me, I know I can travel off-grid and offline for 30 days and I can pre-schedule everything up. So that's why this ticks the biggest bucket list I've ever seen. And I've been doing it consistently for 7 years. Secret number 2 is leverage over hours. Why the smartest online entrepreneurs focus on leverage, not working more, and how some generate more in 10 to 15 focused hours more than people might do in 40 to 50 hours a week. I spent less than 10 to 15 hours a week. I'd say 5 for me. But when I learned, I always ask everybody to come in with an open mind. In the first 12 months, the more you'll learn, the better you'll be off, because you'll actually realize what you have in your hands. The real cost of staying where you are. This is the thing. Did you sit down and do that? And if you haven't, I want you to do that tonight, because the most expensive part about this is you staying stuck in where you are right now and not making any difference. No impact to your life or the people around you either. So just imagine today. That's why we've created this for you. We've covered a lot of information off for you today to process. This is just the beginning. But what if the information alone isn't going to help you, right? What are you thinking about this? What's stopping you already? Is it too good to be true? Is it, I don't know if I'm good for this? You don't need, this is you telling yourself all the wrong things. So as we mentioned earlier, there's nothing here to purchase today. Interesting, isn't it? Reverse psychology almost. Here's what you get access today: a 1-to-1 strategy call to discuss the next steps valued at $97 US. Okay, so that's pretty simple and easy. That is not tying you down to anything at this stage. And here's what you get also access today is access to our discovery process, where you dive right deep into what I've done in here in a simpler format for free, valued at $297 US, right? The next one is access to a digital course valued at $2,000, right? So we're looking at a value at the moment of $2,394 all the way up. What action is there to take today? Step 1 is reach out to the person who invited you to watch this and share the next steps. So that's me. Step 2 is to book in your 1-to-1 strategy call within 24 hours to discuss the options on how to start. And then what do we do after that? We get started. It is so simple and easy. So I'm going to stop sharing this right now, because I just want for you to come and meet me, who I am. I actually do your strategy calls, and I'll do your sales calls as well. If you're located all around the other side of the world, I'm going to put you into our social media training platform, and they do our sales calls all around the world. So that doesn't mean that I have to do sales calls anywhere, but I do love to do them myself, and I have become very good at them over the years. First 5 years, I got the academy to do it all for you. So anyway, your invitation today is I'm going to ask you to ask me for a link so that you can actually come into this academy, create a free account, come and see this for yourself, look at the business videos, see all the products in a little bit more detail. So we're not asking you to do anything right now. Book your call. We do have finance available. And let's see if this business is a fit for you, or if more so, if you are a fit for this business, because you may not. So you've got to be willing to want to grow, to let go of all the things that you've been taught, shown, and everything in your life. And if you're ready to create change and impact for yourself and everybody that you meet around the world, this is the most impactful, influential, most fun business. And we love to travel and meet people all around the world. And if there's something you want to desire to do more of, then let's do that. Follow those strategies that I just asked you to do, and let's open the door of opportunity. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. There's no doubt there. Thanks for watching, and I hope you take the journey too.